Things have really gone way out of hand, more than I expected, and it's about time I address it. I've been running from my past for way too long. I've been in denial. I used to look back at that person and say that it wasn't me, it was someone else, but I cannot lie any longer, and I need to face my demons and take accountability. I used to be a white woman. I understand if you want to unsubscribe, but I think it's better to be honest with you. I've taken steps to correct that, like top surgery, and I'm still trying to get on T.
Cheers! The motherfucking tea!
That being said, as a former white woman, I think it's well within my right to make fun of them. I've been one. I've lived amongst them. I know how they function. I know how they think. That's why I feel like I'm more qualified than really anyone to actually speak on this subject. And what better time than to do so now? We need to finally talk about true crime.
To be fair, women, we don't watch true crime. Technically, we study it.
Knowledge.
Listen, if anyone understand morbid curiosity, I used to be a creepypasta kid, and that's kind of the younger cousin of today's true crime. Slender Man was like my Santa. I'm actually a huge skeptic, but a part of me was like, well, Slender Man isn't real. But what if? It's honestly embarrassing. I was like 11, leave me alone. As I grew older, the uncertainty went away and Slenderman turned into this pop icon, and he's just as likely as SpongeBob to actually appear in the woods, which just kills the excitement. That's when I moved on to something more real. The Loch Ness Monster. No, I'm kidding. True crime. I used to learn about serial killers. Back then, content was more scarce. I didn't have no Bailey Sarian. I had to watch documentaries like A Peasant, or those top 10 creepiest real Reddit encounters with big chungus, in parenthesis, with footage.
Mikhail later describes this spider as being the size of a full-grown pizza.
I don't think that counts as true crime, but you get the idea. I like spooky things. Maybe it's because of my age, or it has something to do with the reclusiveness of the community at the time. But back then I wasn't too concerned about the morality of consuming this content. The rules were simple. Be respectful, don't idolize serial killers, and no flower crown edits, please.
Electric chair.
Obviously there's bound to be a few nutcases, but back then I didn't have an issue with the true crime community at large. In recent years, however, there's been a rise in popularity. Like we all know, it became a meme, about how all women are listening to podcasts going into gory detail. It was all fun and games for a bit. My interest had died down at this point, fortunately, because my dysphoria would have fucking killed me seeing all those white women memes. I'm a man. But all good things come to an end, and we're currently seeing people turn on true crime, including me. And just for the record, I feel like some people mocking 𝒕𝒐𝒎𝒆 are motivated by misogyny. Although concerns and criticisms are valid, there's still a certain way to go about things, and you can just tell that certain people are itching for an opportunity to take a jab at women in a socially acceptable way. I'm looking at you, men. That includes me. There's absolutely nothing wrong with morbid curiosity. Before, you could still make the argument that it's disrespectful to the family's victims to read about Jeffrey Dahmer and Ted Bundy, especially when these killers are almost mythologized in a way, not only by those who are bound to be attracted to them, but just talking about them contributes to this phenomenon no matter what. Even if you go out of your way to say you condemn them and their actions, call them stupid, you're feeding into their notoriety, and that's how we end up with Jeffrey Dahmer fangirls and 1,000 adaptations. We don't need fucking 1,000 adaptations of the story. Like, we get it. With the rise in popularity, true crime has become highly profitable. Not only for YouTubers that do their makeup while talking about others' trauma, which is very weird, but for big companies like Netflix. If you clicked on this video, I expect that you've already heard of their latest series, Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story. And I'm gonna be transparent and say that I haven't watched it and my comments are unrelated to the series itself. Like, I don't care about the people saying, but it's so accurate, the portrayal's really good, the acting is good. Like, I don't care. Even before looking into it, it was apparent to me that this was nothing but a cash grab. There's nothing they can show that I haven't already read online. The reason they chose to make a series about Dahmer isn't because they have anything to contribute, really. It's because they know and rely on Dahmer's name to make money. What makes this all the more disgusting is that they decided to tell the victims' stories, profiting off of them, all while leaving the real victims that are still alive, the people who actually lived through this and could have been invaluable to the production and accuracy, completely out of the conversation. If you didn't know already, well, first of all, the series is based on actual events, but that one's obvious. The characters are based on real people, not only Dahmer, but the victims and the victim's family. 𝒂𝒊𝒃𝒆, the sister of one of Dahmer's victims, has spoken out. Her taking the stand was portrayed in the series, and if you compare the actual footage from the real-life trial back in 1992 to the Netflix adaptation, you'll see this isn't just inspired by her story. It's a straight-up copy. From her hair, to her earrings, to her jacket, and to the t-shirt, this scene was her trauma, and her trauma has been ripped off by Netflix for others' entertainment.
Jeffrey! I hate you! Motherfucker! I hate you! This is out of control!
And at no point did Netflix reach out to her. Didn't ask how she felt about it. Absolutely nothing. She's not getting a cut of it. They're exploiting her trauma to make a quick buck, and it's just straight up ghoulish. It's inhumane. It's absolutely disgusting. You just can't justify this. You can't say that they're doing anyone justice by telling the victims' stories. It's not justice if the victims didn't agree to it. You're just using it for your own benefit and for others' entertainment. It's, I don't have any words. It's absolutely disgusting. Disgusting, Netflix. Disgusting!
Disgusting!
What really made me want to make this video in the first place was the Twitter user at Mylle's post about Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story's reception on TikTok, and it's disgusting. I'll keep on saying that word, it's disgusting.
Disgusting!
There is a whole trend of white women on TikTok flexing how they were so unbothered and unfazed by the Dahmer series on Netflix. If you find the depiction of heinous targeted murders of LGBT and black/brown people not disturbing enough, then there's something wrong with you. Now, I'm warning you, this is like some next level pick-me shit, so click off if you can't stand the cringe. But some of the screenshots say, raise your hand if you were part of the handful of people who were completely unbothered by the Dahmer series and is watching it again. Bruh, I want to say some really bad stuff that would probably wipe me off of YouTube. Yeah. When everyone is having a problem finishing the Jeffrey Dahmer series, but you finished it and wished it had more gore in it. Hearing other people say they couldn't make it through one episode of Dahmer, when I binged the whole show unfazed, then watched his trial and every interview of him that exists.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit!
Ladies! Dahmer isn't gonna fuck you! He's gay! And dead! He's a dead gay! He's not gonna fuck you! Shit! Literally no one thinks you're cool or hard ass. No one is forcing you to feel personally victimized by him. All we ask is that you have the decency to not act as if it's cool to be completely unbothered by his murders. The girlie who wished for more gore, not sure if she's a troll or if there's something genuinely wrong with her. I mean, either way, even if she would do that as a troll, there's something wrong with her. But she was in the comment section, literally victim blaming those murdered by Dahmer. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong? Like, there was hardly any gore, and people on here made me think I was gonna be terrifying.
Nobody gives a shit.
I simply laughed. They don't have to watch it. Not their fault. The victims were gullible as fuck.
No, it's not. Or is it? Is it?
She made a TikTok about a comment saying, "Girl, take a step back and think about what you just said." She didn't take a step back and instead she responded with, "Let's not mention how the victims volunteered to go inside his house after smelling the rotten smell. Let's not mention how the 14-year-old knew who Jeff was after Jeff was arrested for assaulting his brother. Y'all siding with the victim when it was also their fault." What? 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 Go what?
What? Oh. Okay.
Like, this has to be a troll, but I don't care, because this is absolutely sickening. It's sick. No one should be saying this shit. Like, no one, not even this troll. It's not funny. Here's your serving of attention, girl, because you clearly want it. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it, because no one is ever gonna take you seriously after f***ing victim blaming the victims of a serial killer. Like, what is wrong with you? Going inside someone's house is not consenting to getting murdered. Jesus Christ! I'm getting out of breath. I'm getting winded. Someone who doesn't seem to be a troll though is his fourth girl I excluded because it was just too juicy and I need to focus on her. When everyone is freaking out about how morbid the new Dahmer show is, and you're just bummed they didn't show the actual morbid parts. Relatable. I went on her profile and she seems to be at least 30 and she's married. I'm not trying to age shame, all I'm saying is that 30 is way too old to be saying shit like this. Like, I'm 22 and even that is too old for that. You should have grown out of that phase at like 16. What makes this TikTok all the worse is her earrings. Look at her earrings. Like, look at them. She's wearing Jeffrey Dahmer's face for earrings. I'm genuinely getting secondhand embarrassment from this. Like, who's selling these? Who's selling these? I would say send them all to prison, but I'm scared they would fall head over heels if they met a serial killer in real life. There's a lot to be said about the comment section too. Fortunately, there's a few brave soldiers fighting the good fight, but I don't think I'll ever recover from that. My last brain cell, it's on life support and it's not looking good right now. Someone said, "I know that many of us love the whole horror/gore/spooky aesthetic, but when it comes to real victims and real trauma, it's not an aesthetic." And the creator responded with hand clapping emojis. Go! She's talking about you! You're the one who created a whole aesthetic regarding real life serial killers! But a TikTok after that? I'm sorry this is gonna fry your brain, but you're going down with me, you're going down with me. Per my last TikTok, I have studied psychology and sociology in college. Pause. Okay? So did I, but that doesn't make me an expert. Taking one course doesn't mean shit. Watching Bailey Sarian is not education, it's entertainment, not fucking education. And this is what I hate about the true crime community, because they try to make it seem like they're studying the killers. Like, shut up, it's okay to be morbidly curious, but stop acting as if it makes you smart. It doesn't mean shit. I have known about Dahmer as well as others like him for 10 plus years. What? My guy! My guy! Literally everyone in the fucking mother knows who Dahmer is. I learned about him through a fucking Kesha song. You're not special. You're not special. You're not special! My Dahmer TikTok was about the show. Evan Peters has done more morbid and gruesome things in American Horror Story. I'm sorry to those who have lived under a rock and are just now finding out about serial killers. My brain cell left the chat. We lost him. We lost him. He's dead. I hope you're happy with yourself. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. For those who have said I should kill myself over a pair of earrings. Okay, that's not okay no matter what as a trans person, which is a little different than worshipping serial killers. Just a bit different. I often get people encouraging suicide and making jokes about our suicide rates, and no one should be told that, no matter what. Here's my wallet I carry on a daily basis. God fucking damn it! Empathy has left the chat. Jesus has left the chat. Miles have left the chat. How do you reason with the unreasonable? How do you reason with the unreasonable? That is the question that I'm gonna leave you with. That's all. I'm done. Like, subscribe, turn on all notifications, follow me on Twitter, commission sheet in my pinned tweet, links in description. If you don't hear from me in a while, assume the worst.